Today, we're focusing on the healthcare sector and how technology can transform the patient experience, drive growth, and enhance marketing effectiveness.
In this business, I've seen two types of practice owners. Both are very good at providing care, but only a few of them operate their business like a CEO because they've been through trenches. They've kind of created processes that really work.
Show us how clinics can enhance each stage of their journey to improve overall patient satisfaction.
From discovery to retention, everything is digital.
Right.
And if you have any manual processes in there, you're going to have gaps.
So if you are prioritizing patient engagement and retention, please remember that building strong relationships and providing a seamless experience is crucial for sustainable growth. Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast, where we explore the strategies and technologies that empower businesses to thrive. Today we're focusing on the healthcare sector and how technology can transform the patient experience, drive growth, and enhance marketing effectiveness. Recent trends, they highlight the importance of patient engagement, retention strategies, and data-driven marketing for healthcare clinics. And this discussion will provide valuable insights for healthcare providers looking to optimize their operations and build stronger patient relationships. And to discuss that, joining us today is Rakesh Desai, the founder and CEO of Xcare and founder of Search Results Media, a healthcare-focused technology platform. Now, with a vision for improving patient care and clinic growth, Rakesh is at the forefront of innovation in the healthcare technology. And today, we'll discuss optimizing the full patient journey, rethinking patient retention, and marketing with meaning. And without a further ado, we'd love to welcome our guest, Rakesh. Rakesh, we're very pleased to have you on the show today. How are you?
Well, thank you. I'm good. And thank you for having me on this podcast. I really like what you're doing with the highlighting the innovation and entrepreneurship within Canada. And I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Absolutely. And we're very looking forward to it as well. And would love to kind of, delve into how did you identify this gap in the healthcare space? Because understanding the challenges within the healthcare space is the key to innovation. And this is something that we like to highlight. So by spotting a critical gap, you can create, a solution that can truly address the needs of both the providers and the patients, just like Xcare has done. So please tell us, Rakesh, how did you identify this gap in the healthcare space, the need for a platform like Xcare, and what steps did you take to turn that insight into a successful business?
Okay, so I've spent about 20 plus years in marketing and tech and about 4 years plus in the healthcare space. So we've delivered a lot of mobile and web applications to clients worldwide and a few SaaS applications too. And during the COVID lockdowns, our business got affected just like everyone's. And I found myself spending a lot of time on the golf course. I love golf.
Right.
And coincidentally, I was, paired with a lot of dentists. And you have 4 hours on the golf course and you're discussing a variety of things. When they knew that my background was in marketing and tech, they wanted to pick my brain, asking me how this would work in the dental industry. And during the discussions, I found that majority of them were struggling to find value, true value in their marketing initiatives. Um, I did a little bit of digging and I asked a few questions. I asked them to share the analytics and the basic stuff, right?
Right.
And what I found consistent was the agencies that they were working with were delivering leads, but not majority of them were converting into patients because there was a disconnect.
Right.
Now, um, in this business, I've seen two types of practice owners. Uh, Both are very good at providing care, but only a few of them um, operate their business like a CEO because they've been through trenches. They've kind of created processes that really work and they're focused on growth.
Right.
And I always tell clients that focus on what you're good at. I love discussing technology. I love designing processes around problems. And with that, suggested to them saying, you should focus on what you're good at and let technology help you in the other aspects,
Right.
or hire professionals who can do that. That's where Xcare was born.
Mm-hmm.
Our first goal was to take the leads and convert that into patients for them. So filling those gaps was our first goal. But as we started building the solution, we saw that the true value lies when we attack the entire patient journey.
Right.
That's where the entire idea was formed. Currently, with Xcare, we've got what we say are four main pillars.
Mm-hmm.
The first is acquisition, which entails the marketing and online scheduling and all of that. The second one is patient engagement. That entails communication. The third is retention, which ensures that the clients that the marketing brought in or existing customers come back again. And the fourth is analytics, because if you don't have insights to data as to what is working, you won't be able to take necessary steps to improve that.
Right. That's a very compelling story, and it really highlights the importance of recognizing a market need and developing a solution. I think that kind of entrepreneurial spirit is very inspiring. Now, Rakesh, Xcare, we now know that it is focused on transforming the patient experience. So let's start by exploring how clinics can really optimize the full patient journey. Now, Rakesh, why is it so essential for clinics to treat marketing, scheduling, follow-ups, and retention as a connected experience? And how does Xcare help facilitate this connected journey?
Well, recently we've seen a major shift, especially in the last 5 or 6 years. Customers expect a seamless connected journey. They're looking for that experience. And it has to be a digital experience, because these days no one likes to pick up the phone and make ask for an appointment. They are expecting to make that appointment online.
Right.
And with this shift, the businesses also need to shift along with that. I've seen in my experience that there are lots of clinics that are operating in a way that they take marketing, operations, and customer service as three different departments.
Right.
And there is no, in some cases, there is no connectivity. So they're operating in different silos, and due to that, there are gaps within. But on the customer's end, they're expecting this to be a connected journey.
Right.
So when they go to that ad, when they click on the ad, they're landing on the page, they fill up a form, they're expecting someone to call them back.
Right.
If there is going to be a delay in calling back, let's say you call back after 24 hours or 48 hours, that patient is gone.
Right.
You've lost them. And this is where you're going to be losing out on your marketing dollars and not converting leads. And if you are able to fix that entire journey and fill those gaps by using technology and automation, you will definitely achieve growth in the business, and it'll be great ROI.
Wow. That's a very insightful perspective and quite a holistic approach to the customer journey, which is very crucial for building strong relationships. And I think that kind of integrated perspective is very valuable. Now, Rakesh, building on the importance of relationships, let's discuss patient retention strategies, because retention, it plays such a pivotal role in a business's growth strategy. And by really understanding the key factors that drive customer loyalty, companies can avoid common pitfalls and build lasting connections that fuel success. So please tell us, how does patient retention drive sustainable growth, and what are some of the common mistakes that businesses make when it comes to retention?
I always say that it takes 7 times the effort to get a new client versus retaining one.
Right.
And if you're not focused on a retention strategy, which is again connected to the experience and automation that we've talked about, your customer expects X, and if you're delivering Y, you are having a disconnect there. Retention is all about ongoing communication. And majority of the practices that we come across, because I'm in healthcare, I'll just talk about practices. They have manual processes, and they expect the front desk or the admin staff to actually pick up the phone and call and remind these clients. I'm not sure whether you've been at a dental practice or you've
have.
the admin and the front desk staff have so much on their plate.
Mm.
There is a constant shift in schedules. They have to make sure that the treatments are taken care of. They have to do paperwork. They have to, juggle around with everybody's schedule. So there is so much that they have to do that they don't have time to focus on the other aspects of the business, which brings in these patients back.
Right.
Recall, which is all to do with hygiene. Once you go into a dental practice, after 6 months, you're called again because that's very important for oral health.
Right.
Similarly, you may have gone and they have diagnosed you for an implant or some other restorative services. And if you've taken one service but forgotten about it, somebody has to remind you.
Right.
So there's a lot of money sitting in patient charts, but if you're expected to do a manual follow-up, and if you are not doing that, that is money that is sitting out there. It's low-hanging fruit, but you're not capitalizing on that.
Right.
The patients, they will, if you don't remind them, life is busy. They forget. And you can utilize processes, you can utilize automation for that. And that's what we've built within Xcare.
Wow, and that's a very important point, Rakesh, and thank you so much for highlighting that for our audience. And you're right, retention is often undervalued, but it's quite a key driver of a long-term success. And I think that kind of retention focus is very smart. Listeners, if you are prioritizing patient engagement and retention, please remember that building strong relationships and providing a seamless experience is crucial for sustainable growth. Now let's get back to our conversation with Rakesh and explore marketing strategies. Now let's shift our focus to effective marketing strategies for healthcare clinics because marketing can be so impactful without large budgets. But the key is understanding your target audience and making the strategic, resourceful decisions that drive results. So tell us, Rakesh, how can small businesses, particularly healthcare clinics, make smarter, more effective marketing decisions using data and automation without requiring large marketing budgets?
Large marketing budgets. That's a key point.
Right.
Typically, when you talk about marketing, the first thing that clients think of is ad agencies and large marketing budgets. But it does not have to be that way. Today, marketing is more about precision than promotion.
Right.
If you have a connected customer journey, you will be able to fill the gaps. And I might sound like a broken record, but this is very important. In today's the way most of the dental practices and healthcare practices operate is the marketing agency is responsible for delivering leads. The admin is responsible for converting those leads. The admin does not wear a marketing hat.
Right.
And the agency does not know the nitty-gritties of the operations. So there is that disconnect. What we've done with Xcare is we've bridged the entire gap so that the agencies that work with us or use our platform, they know the insight. So if they've brought a lead, let's say from a Facebook campaign or a paid ad or SEO, they will know what that lead, whether it converted into a patient, what treatment that patient took. Did they bring in family members? Did they bring in referrals? Did they give a review? And did they come back again?
Right.
So, and they will know that if they've spent X amount on that lead, what was the end value that they delivered to the practice? And this also brings back the belief of the practice saying, okay, now marketing works.
Right.
Because they have insight saying, okay, I spend X and I got Y. Our belief is if you spend $100, you should get $400 back in value.
Correct.
Because marketing does not mean you have to spend a lot of money. Marketing means you got to spend money on what delivers results.
Correct.
If you know what you're willing to pay for acquisition of a new customer, you can design your marketing strategy to deliver that for you. With Xcare, our agencies don't focus on delivering leads.
Right.
We deliver, they focus on delivering patients versus leads. And the dashboard shows it all, that you spend X amount, we delivered Y amount in terms of revenue, and this is the profits that you made.
That's a very practical and data driven approach, Rakesh. And it's all about maximizing impact with available resources. And I think that kind of efficient marketing is very, very important. Rakesh's insights on maximizing marketing effectiveness without large budgets are very impactful. Let's take a short break. And when we return, we'll delve into his journey of identifying a critical gap in the healthcare space and how Xcare addresses this need.
As a small business owner, you know that delivering on your promises, on time, every time, is key. And that means offering your customers the best delivery experience. That's why we at UPS are excited to introduce our new Saturday delivery service, available for both home delivery and to a UPS Access Point location, providing faster delivery exactly when and how your customers want it without any extra costs. Our Saturday delivery service is just another way we're supporting you in growing your business and helping you gain that competitive edge.
Welcome, everyone. Let's explore how Rakesh identified the gap in the healthcare industry and how Xcare was created to address the needs of both the providers and the patients. Let's walk through the evolution of the patient journey in today's digital world, because in today's digital world, the patient journey has become more connected and more efficient. So let's take a closer look at it. Rakesh, tell us how clinics can enhance each stage of their journey to improve overall patient satisfaction. Can you tell us like how the full journey has evolved in today's digital world, and what are the key touch points that clinics need to optimize?
Sure. It is a digital world.
Mm.
So from discovery to retention, everything is digital.
Right.
And if you have any manual processes in there, you're going to have gaps again.
Mm.
So starting with discovery, you need to have the basic fundamentals: your website, your landing pages, your campaigns, and the outreach. I've come across many websites that are targeting very broad keywords.
Mm.
They should be focused on local. You're not going to be providing your services to someone in Texas.
Right.
So you should not be going, for those keywords. Go for, dentist or a hygienist or, a podiatrist near me. Those are the keywords that really matter.
Right.
And the Google My Business page is very important when it comes to local businesses. Of course, your Facebook and Google Ads also play a big role, because till your website gets to a point where it is getting traction, paid ads definitely work for you. Furthermore, your reputation is also important. So getting good reviews, getting a good rating is also important, because people will connect with you if they see that you've got good reviews and ratings.
Right.
So it starts with visibility, then it starts with communication, then it goes to communication. So your communication methods and tools are really important. For example, within Xcare, we have an AI assistant. It's like an AI front desk.
Right.
So if the reception is busy, or if there is a call that is after hours, the AI assistant will connect. It'll take down the information. It'll make sure that they know the reason why the person is calling. And let's say they have a need for an appointment. It'll actually text back a link so that the patient can actually schedule their appointment at their convenience.
Wow.
The third aspect is, of course, to do with their operations, to take down the burden from the front desk. Because if you're going to have the front desk loaded with a lot of work, their productivity is going to go down. They're going to get burnt out.
Right.
So we look at all the redundant work that they need to do on a day-to-day basis, and we've created processes and automation around that. So automation is important. And what I say is, don't just think of automation for efficiency, but think of automation for consistency, because that is very important.
Very important.
Design the software and your processes for automation. And of course, fourth is customer relationships. If you have time, you're going to be able to build those relationships, because if there's a patient in front of you and you're busy with your work, you're not going to be able to say hello and meet them. They're not going to be that confident. So they expect a certain level of service from you.
Right.
And you need to have that time, get the redundant stuff taken care by software, and focus on the patient who's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is also automation to do with ongoing communication, which is birthdays, newsletters, reminders.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is automated these days. So the entire patient journey has changed, and there are so many touch points that software has taken over. But that does not mean that you're taking away the receptionist job or the admin's job. No, they are focused on better things to do. They are
Right.
focused on things that they would love doing, which is building those relationships.
Mm-hmm. That's a very insightful overview of the modern patient experience. And it's clear that digital tools, they play a crucial role, and I think that kind of patient-centric approach is very important. Now, this has been a very enlightening conversation with you, Rakesh, so thank you for that. Now, as we conclude, let's summarize the key insights for our small business owners. Tell us, what are the key takeaways that you'd like our listeners to remember about optimizing the patient journey, rethinking retention, and marketing with meaning? Like, what final advice would you have for the healthcare clinics out there?
Well, I would say do not take just, your operations as a one-off segment. You need to look at the entire patient experience or customer experience. We all start with, and I tell my clients that put yourself into your client's shoes or your customer's shoes and think what are they looking for, and then design your processes around that. And sometimes, business owners are too busy with the day-to-day work that they do not have time for these nitty-gritties. And I would say automation is key.
Right.
If you're not going to be automating your customer journey, then you are not going to achieve the growth potential that you could achieve with these softwares. And I would say, hire professionals, see what are redundant tasks that can be automated, and use AI as much as possible.
Thank you so much, Rakesh, for sharing such great expertise and your insights with us today. The practical advice that you shared and the innovative approach, they're both truly very valuable for our listeners, and we really appreciate the time that you took out to join us and share that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And that was an insightful conversation with Rakesh Desai, the founder and CEO of Xcare, on optimizing the patient journey, rethinking retention, and marketing with meaning in the healthcare sector. His experience provides valuable guidance for healthcare providers that are looking to enhance their patient relationships and grow their clinics. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast. We really appreciate your continued support. Please be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more expert insights and resources that can help your business thrive. You can also visit our website, CanadianSME.ca, for valuable information and tools. A special thanks to our partners, RBC, UPS, and Google, for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses in Canada. Until next time, please keep innovating and striving for success. We'll see you in the next episode.